Hi everybody and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're making Deb's Chinese chews. Now these things are better than breakfast bars, they're better than muesli bars. They're chewy, they're fruity and they are delicious. Not to mention how simple they were to make. Now to make this recipe, you're only going to need a few basic ingredients, a little bit of fruit, and you will have Deb's Chinese chews in no time at all. I'll show you how easy they were to make. Now to start Deb's Chinese chews, we need to get some dry ingredients into our bowl. Now we're just using cup measures today, but I will also put the weight in grams for you, just in case your cup measure is different to mine. So the first thing we're putting in is some all-purpose flour or plain flour, and we want 1.5 cups of that. And if you're weighing yours, that's about 225 grams. And then into here, we're also putting a cup of sugar. Now the sugar that I use is just the raw organic sugar from Honest to Goodness. And it's really fine, like a caster sugar. And I hear in the US, your raw sugar is caster sugar, but that's what I use in everything. And my cup measure weighs about 190 grams. And then we want some baking powder, and we just want 1 teaspoon. I love that we're not sifting, Deb. And then we're just going to give that a nice little whisk, making sure there's no lumps or anything, and everything's a little bit combined, giving it a head start. And then into our flour mix, we want to put some mixed fruit. And we've got 1 cup of mixed fruit, and mine weighs about 160 grams. Now the mixed fruit that I use is once again from Honest to Goodness, and I'll just show it to you. So hopefully you can see in there. It's pretty coarse and it has dates and figs in there that are quite hard. So I've opted to just give mine a quick chop, and it's a little bit more like minced fruit than it is big chunks. So in that goes. And if you don't like mixed fruit, well, you're not going to like this recipe, but I love mixed fruit. And Deb, I have high hopes for this because I reckon they're going to be like a little breakfast bar. What a great little snack when you're on the run. And for me, if it's got fruit in it, it's healthy. So give that a quick little mix. Now Deb, this recipe is a little bit in reverse to what we usually do. We usually cream our butter, sugar, add our egg, then add our dry ingredients. But we're doing all of our dry ingredients first, and now we're adding our egg and our butter. See how I go. I think there's going to be some stirring going on here. 1 egg. And yeah, I made a mess of it. It came out the end instead. And if you're not sure about your eggs, just break them into a small bowl first, just to be on the safe side. And then we're just going to give that a little mix until it just gets clumped in one big blob, Deb. But that's okay. Now we're going to add our butter. Now we've got 100 grams of butter here, and as always, it's pretty cold in my kitchen, and I have to stir this butter through this mix. So I'm just going to give it a quick zap in the microwave just to soften it a little bit, make my work a little bit easier. Maybe 10-20 seconds? 10 seconds, and that was already cubed and it's a little bit softer now. I should be able to stir this through. Not melted, just softened. And now, according to Deb, we just need to give it some loving. Give it some really good stirring without flicking it all over your bench. And you could probably do this in your stand mixer with your dough hook on. But I'm following Deb's instructions and we're doing this one by hand. The old-fashioned way. It's given me a bit of a workout already, Deb. Even though I softened my butter, it's quite hard to mix through. What do you reckon, Deb? Do you stick your hand in here or do you persevere with your wooden spoon? I'm tempted to put my hand in. Maybe that's what you meant by give it some lovin'. Give it some lovin' with your hand. Oh yeah, that feels good. That's way better for me. Now I can really get in there. Oh, and the warmth from my hand is helping soften up that butter. So what do you reckon, Deb? That's my dough ball. How's it looking so far? Look at all that fruit in there. Oh, these are going to be pretty good. So for me, that's what my dough ball should look like. It's a pretty firm dough ball. So I'll just set that aside, clean up some of this mess that I managed to flick everywhere, and then we'll talk pan. Now Deb makes her chews in a Leamington pan, and I don't have a Leamington pan. That's 20 centimetres by 30 centimetres. And mine, it's either too small or it's too big. So I'm opting for my Christmas cake tin, and it's a 23 centimetre square. And I reckon that's gonna be just about right. Well, I hope it is, Deb. Now you can line your tin with paper or you can butter it, but I'm such a big fan of that cake goop. I'm cake gooping mine today. And once again, if you missed the recipe for this one, it's just 1/4 cup of plain flour and 1/4 cup of olive oil, and you just mix them together, paint it on your tin, and then you just store it in the fridge and you just keep on using it. And this stuff has been amazing. I heard it works a treat on your waffle iron. This would be handy for camping, wouldn't it? So a quick paint with your cake goop, making sure that you get all the way up your sides. A generous coating. And then we're just gonna press our dough straight into our tin. But I'm just gonna flatten this out first, just so I don't rub any of my cake goop off. So I've just rolled that out a little bit, and now we'll get it in our tin and press it out until it's nice and smooth. And Deb said, make sure you press it right up into those corners. So that's all pressed in nicely, and now I'm just gonna go around my edge with my dough scraper because I want my edges to look really good too. And there we go, Deb, it looks pretty good. I think that's nice and even, and now we can get that in the oven. Now I've got my oven set at around the 170, and remember, it's got a fan. So if you just have a standard oven, then maybe go about 180. Now Deb didn't tell me how long to cook this for, but I'm thinking around 30 minutes. Let's get it in. So I'm just going to set my timer for around 20 minutes. I reckon it'll be ready for us to have a look at around then. So 20 it is. I'll have a quick clean up and then I'll check it. And if there's anything going on, I'll let you know. But this is a pretty quick and easy recipe, so hopefully we have time to squeeze in a quick veggie garden tour. I know you guys are busting for an update. Pretty easy recipe, Deb. I'm all cleaned up. Now I just have to wait for the 20-minute timer to go off. I reckon these are going to be pretty good. And Deb says you just cook it until it starts to go golden. This is going to be pretty good. I wonder if it's like those thin ones we used to get. Well, who made those? What were they called? Like a fruit slice or something, and you snapped them. They had little bits and you snapped them. They were nice and thin. Wonder if they're like that. What about those ones that we used to get and they were like little pillows and they had minced fruit inside? You guys that don't like the currants and don't like the fruits and you think that they're flies in your food, well, I love the fruit and I think this one's gonna be fantastic, Deb. The fact that it says chewy, Chinese chews. We'll convert you guys to fruit one day. Wait till Christmas and we do our Christmas cake and our Christmas pudding. You gotta love it then, surely. It's looking pretty good, and it'd probably cook a little bit quicker if I stopped checking on it. I'll go for a walk. Now this 20-minute timer is about to go off. I'm just gonna grab it out of the oven. We'll have a look at it together and see how much longer it needs. I'm thinking maybe another 10 minutes, but we better have a look at it before we decide. Ooh, and it's just starting to brown. Check it out. That's after 20 minutes. Ooh, maybe only another 5, maybe only 25 minutes. I'll get it back in. What are you thinking? Another 5 or another 10? Let's go another 5. We'll check it again and then we might call it at 25. I guess you just check it. If it's nice and firm, it'll be cooked. Keep in mind, it's nice and thin. I'm thinking 5 minutes. Now, I have to apologise to you guys if I'm a little bit slow responding to your emails. I get a lot of emails these days and I have to sift through a lot of them. But it's really lovely to hear from you and I am loving all of your recipes that you're sending in. I've got a bit of a system going now, so I'm feeling a little bit more organised. And don't forget everybody, I can't send you pot holders if you don't include your postal address. Everybody's loving the pot holders, and I'm sure you all want a set of your own. Last 5 minutes. The worst thing that can happen is you overcook this. Am I doing the right thing, Deb? 25 minutes? I know, I should have emailed and asked, but that's no fun, is it? Let's take the risk and see if we can work it out ourselves. Do you guys hand wash anymore? Or do you put everything in the dishwasher? I still hand wash with my Sunlight soap. Ooh. Now that's gonna be 25. Let's have a look at it. Oh yeah. I reckon that's cooked, Deb. Let's have a look. It's just started to go golden on the top. It didn't do much, it didn't rise, but I can see that it started to come away from the edges, so I think my cake goop worked just fine. Now Deb says, let that cool in the pan. So we're not allowed to get it out, we're not allowed to touch it. Oh, we should touch it and just see if it's firm in the middle, shouldn't we? Oh yeah, and that smells so good. Oh, the fruit in that. So I'll leave that sit there on my cork mat for about 5 minutes, and then I'll slide it straight onto my bench so that it cools down quicker, and then we can get it out, slice it up, have a taste. That was a pretty quick and easy recipe, Deb. I think we're gonna have time to have a sticky beak in the garden. It's hard to leave things alone, isn't it? Just walk away. So my slice has been sitting here for about 10-15 minutes. I'm gonna turn it out. Let's have a look at it. Now, because my cake pan is so deep, that slice has got a fair way to fall by the time it hits this rack. I hope it doesn't fall into bits. Wish me luck, Deb. Oh, did the cake goop work? There's no action. Yes, there is. Oh. It sounded like it came away in one piece. Shall we reveal it? Oh. Oh, look at that. I can see now why it's called chews. Oh, that looks like it's going to be super chewy. Oh, turn it over. Because we want the right side up, right? Oh, look at this. Now, Deb says, let this completely cool and then cut it up into fingers. But I just don't think I can wait any longer. I think it's ready now. It's still a little bit warm. But you know I can't wait. What do you want to do? Cut it straight in half? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I should do the right thing and slide it off onto my breadboard and cut it up nicely. I'm always in a big hurry, aren't I? Fair enough. Fits perfectly. Now let's have a look. I can slice it up without you guys cringing that my knife hits that rack. Oh, want me to show it to you? Of course you do. Oh, look at that. Oh, I don't know if it would have been thicker or thinner in a Lamington size pan, but I reckon this is going to be perfect. Now fingers. So let's go into 3. Oh, Deb, I can't wait to taste this. So Deb, I've just opted for 3 and then 3 so that I have my fingers. And I have my eye on a corner piece. Oh, look at this. What a fantastic little slice. Let's have a taste. Keep in mind, mine still is a little bit warm. Oh yeah, Deb, I can see why they're called chews. Wow. Wow, that's better than a muesli bar. You could chuck a couple of those in your handbag and snack on those throughout the day. You know when you go to a coffee shop and there's just nothing quite there that you want to have with your coffee? You pull one of these out of your handbag. Oh, you'll have everybody watching you. They'll want a bite of this one for sure. Wow, what a cracker, Deb. If you're making this for your family, what a treat. And when you make this one at home, you make sure you get a corner bit because that corner is so nice and chewy. It's almost got a real toffee texture to it. I love this one, Deb, and I can't thank you enough for sending it in. And I think that's one of the healthiest things we've made in a while. But I absolutely love that with the mixed fruit. And you could put any fruit in that. You could do dates, nuts, apricot. Imagine dried apricot in that. Or now we're talking some of that yogurt drizzled on the top of it. Oh. And that's a great healthy snack for the kids' lunch boxes. Wow, only if they like fruit, of course. But honestly, you chop that dry fruit up and make it mincy like mine, they won't even know what's in it. Deb, that's so good. You must have to make a heap of this because I reckon I would eat 2 at least, maybe even 3. Wow, Deb, I absolutely love this one. This is a keeper for sure. And I reckon it would freeze really well. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna slice this up, pop it in the freezer, hide it from Steve because he loves anything with fruit in it. But I'm gonna hide this one because I reckon when you go on a road trip or you just want a quick snack, you get a couple of these out. Like I said, you put them in your handbag. If you were out for the day, you'd want to take about 4. So thanks again, Deb, for sending in your recipe. This one is a cracker and I know everybody is gonna love it. How easy was that one to make? 1 bowl, wooden spoon, Lamington pan, or a 23 by 23 like I had. And then you have this beautiful slice. So if I continue to slice it up into my fingers, I'm gonna end up with about 18 pieces. That's pretty good going. And I reckon once this cools completely, it's gonna go even chewier. You saw the bottom. Do you wanna have another look? Look at that. You can just see that it's gonna be chewy. So there we have Deb's Chinese chews. I can't wait for you guys to give this recipe a go. I don't think it could have been any easier. Mix a few ingredients together and then you have a slice to go round for everybody. I only wish you guys were here to share it with me. It's that good. And don't tell me that you don't like fruit and you're not gonna make it. Make it anyway. Be a convert. And thanks again, Deb, for sending in your recipe. And don't forget, everybody, keep sending them in. We're getting some really good recipes going on here, and I know you guys are loving it. And I would also like to thank you all for liking and subscribing. It's helping the channel a lot. And a big shout out to all the members. I'll do a few videos just for you guys, members only, to make you feel a little bit special. Maybe I'll do some more private things, give you a delve into Mel's life. It's not that exciting, but I'm sure it'll give you a laugh. So into the freezer with this. You guys take care, keep sending in your recipes, and I'll see you for the next one. Who knows what that's gonna be, but I have my eye on another corner, so I'm going for that before I put it in the freezer. See you next time.